I have already called our local FBI office and invited them to assist us in the review of this case.
An investigation underway after a suspect is shot and killed by a police officer.
To pay us back so I could try to get our belongings, at least what we can.
Plus, the woman is not happy with a local storage facility after it mistakenly throws away her stored items. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brenda Matuti in for Sonia Hill.
And I'm Andy Lascano. We begin tonight with new information on a story we first reported a couple of weeks ago. The Better Business Bureau was investigating a local business and its owner. Well, tonight, the business owner speaks out exclusively about those complaints.
This is Amanda Cruz, known to some as Amanda Guerrero, Amanda Espinosa, Amanda Infante, and Mandy Lynn Cruz. She wants to clear some things up. She was co-owner of Texas Premier Roofing with her husband, but they're no longer in business. Furthermore, she told us she knew nothing about the BBB's investigation of her and her business. The complaints were for failure to respond to multiple allegations that the company never completed its contractual obligations. One of those complaints came from Norma Atkinson, who told Action 10 News,
"If you don't give us the money, we're going to put a lien on your house." And I kind of panicked, and I said, well, he said, for breach of contract. I said, no, the ones that have breached the contract are y'all.
She has kind of fabricated some stuff, and then also on top of that, you know, she has called and called and called. And yes, I am currently out on bond because of a case with her.
Cruz didn't hide from her criminal history in our interview. She admits she's out on bond for theft and has done time for theft. But ever since our reports aired last week, Cruz says she's been attacked on social media. So she wanted us to hear a voice message she claims she received from Norma Atkinson just last week.
Una bandida, una ladrona.
She's a thug, a thief. Are you not ashamed of raising a daughter like her? And you're still defending her. She's going to end up in jail where that thief deserves to be.
We also reported that an elderly couple planned to file criminal charges against Cruz and her business, claiming she owes them an estimated $42,000.
Yes, we did stop because we stopped getting payment.
Cruz says there was a payment agreement in place. She added that this case was actually a mom and her son, not an elderly couple. A woman from Odom also had a complaint against the Cruz's business for not finishing her job. Cruz responded.
Jessica Martinez, we did complete the work from start to finish. We did the walkthrough. She paid the final bill, and then after the fact, she went and complained that she didn't like the work.
Cruz told us she's open to any solutions to these cases. She's willing to compromise. She just wants the attacks to stop.
And I'm fed up with it, and this is why I've reached out, because it's like, because I have a criminal history, I feel like, oh, well, she's not credible, and she's not going to do anything, but enough's enough.
Now, Mrs. Cruz says as far as she knows, no criminal charges against her or her business are pending, but sources do tell us that the mother and son claiming Cruz's business owes them some $42,000 do plan to file charges.
And a man is dead after he was shot by a Corpus Christi police officer last night. It happened around 11 p.m. on Coupier Street. That's near the Port Ayer Shopping Center. Police went to the area for a disturbance. When they arrived, officers encountered 22-year-old Emilio Mojica in the street, armed with a baseball bat. The police chief says Mojica wouldn't follow commands and was eventually tased by all 4 officers, which were ineffective. That's when police say Mojica continued to be aggressive and threatened officers with the bat, at which point one of the officers opened fire, striking Mojica.
It's tragic. Our heart goes out to the family. Heart goes out to the officers involved in this. This is never a good thing for the police department and the community. We want to work together through this.
CCPD says the officers did administer life-saving measures on scene until medics arrived, but Mojica died at the hospital. The 4 officers are on paid administrative leave, which is department practice and policy. Chief Markle says he has already called the local FBI office and invited them to assist in a review of this case.
Well, a man shot by a CCPD officer just over a month ago is still in the hospital. On September 10th, you'll recall, Officer William Hobbs was investigating a report of a man causing a disturbance on Weber and Galahar. Officer Hobbs says he fired his weapon at the man because he was swinging a pipe at him. Officer Hobbs is still on administrative leave. CCPD Chief of Police Mike Markle says the Texas Rangers are also involved in this investigation. A motorcyclist killed in a crash yesterday morning has been identified. The medical examiner says he's 23-year-old John Wesley Barrett. He was from Rusk, Texas. According to police, Barrett was headed south on I-37 near the crosstown when police say his motorcycle clipped the front end of an SUV. Barrett's motorcycle then hit the railing and went off the road. He died at the scene.
Now, we had amazing weather this weekend, and our chief meteorologist Sharon Ray joined us to tell us what do we expect this week. Sharon?
Well, it heated up fast today, didn't it, Brenda? We saw those record temperatures today. We hit 95 in Corpus Christi, and right now we are sitting at 91 degrees, feeling like 98. What a change in just 24 hours, as yesterday still felt pretty good. Today the heat and humidity came back rather quickly, and it looks like over the next few days we're in for more changes. In fact, after a hot day tomorrow, look at the drop here for Wednesday as another cold front comes in early in the day Wednesday. It's also going to bring some rain, which I'll track hour by hour when I come back. And then after warming back up this next weekend, we have yet another cold front that's going to move in here. But for Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, we're looking at that better chance of rain early in the day, anytime from late Tuesday night into Wednesday, early in the day, and then continuing to taper off as we get into the afternoon. And some spots could have some heavy rain. I'm going to show you that when I come back. So I'll show you that with my complete forecast. This is your first forecast brought to you by Navy Army Community Credit Union.
All right, Sharon, thanks. Coming up here on Action 10 News at 5, an agreement has been reached between a family and a company that provides moving services once Brenda Matuti got involved in the store. We'll have that coming up.
Plus, a woman calls Action 10 News because she's upset the items she had stored at a local storage facility were thrown away. We'll be right back. Welcome back. A local woman claims a storage unit owner threw her belongings in the trash, and now she's not getting compensated enough to replace her things. Moving from city to city can be hard, but it can be even harder when everything you own suddenly ends up in the trash.
Devastated because it was me and my daughter were just starting over because of my divorce.
Celia Perales had just moved to Corpus Christi with her family. She rented out storage space at American Storage on Holly Road to keep her belongings in during her transition. But one day when she went to check on those things, she says all she found was an empty unit with one article of clothing on the ground.
And we realized it was my daughter's nightgown. And that's when we saw the big yellow dumpster. It had all of our belongings in it. All of my dishes, everything that I had in my apartment from San Antonio, all of my daughter's belongings, my daughter's bunk bed.
According to Perales, she was current on her account and there was no reason why her things should have been thrown away. And I.C. Moreno, the owner of American Storage, says she's right.
I'm not trying to wiggle out of the responsibility. It was done by mistake, and we were responsible, but she's not being reasonable.
Perales says she lost about $8,000 worth of things.
This is what we came up with. I had priced everything for him.
But Morales says she was able to retrieve some of her belongings from the dumpster, and the amount he owes her is a lot less.
I'll offer $800, and of course she's trying to get more than what she's entitled to.
Perales says she doesn't want to take the $800 because most of the items she got back were either broken or unusable. We'll continue to follow this story.
Now, here's a story that Brenda got involved in a couple of weeks ago. The family who said their belongings were damaged after using a PODS moving service was reimbursed by the company. The Cavazos family moved from Corpus Christi to Kingsville using the PODS moving service. When the PODS arrived, Mercedes Cavazos said everything was covered in mold, so she filed an insurance claim with the company but said it was denied. So Brenda contacted PODS. They told her they'd look into the matter, and today they tell her that an email from the PODS company stating the matter is resolved. Cavazos tells her that the company reimbursed her $5,000 for the damaged items. PODS said this was just an isolated incident.
Happy ending.
Yeah,
at least
it's a very good ending. You're right. All right, well, still to come here now, a woman who's been very involved in the Rockport recovery efforts after Harvey gets a new home.
Nice. Plus, Radiology Associates is throwing a fiesta, and it's all for a good cause. Details when we return.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
How does this sound? Munchies, margaritas, massages, Music.
Sounds amazing. But there's one very important M, and that's mammograms.
That's right. You are correct there. Our Crystal Dominguez now joining us live in the studio to tell us how these M's come together.
Right. It's called Fiesta de los Mamos. Okay. And it's a fun way to get women to come out and get their annual screening. 3 out of 4 women who died from breast cancer didn't have a regular screening mammogram.
Radiology Associates doing breast cancer awareness wanted to encourage women to come out and get their annual mammograms just because it's so important to self-check and, early detection is key.
In its first year, Fiesta de los Mamos is a combination of fun and preventative health.
Came up with a fiesta theme just to make it fun and encourage women to come out. We're going to have, we say, muchos munchies, margaritas, massages, music, and mammos, of course.
Anthony says it's important for women 40 and older since breast cancer occurrences increase with age. She says they only offer 3D mammograms because they believe in the advanced technology.
2D is much like a book where you see the front cover and the back cover. 3D, you can actually see the pages. It gives you tiny slices of the image and it compiles an image, so it's easier to detect breast cancer at the earliest stages.
We are able to diagnose breast cancer very early these days.
Cal, who specializes in breast imaging, says she has a message for women who are hesitant to get a mammogram.
We're worried that it may hurt. We at Radiology Associates really place the patient's comfort first and foremost.
3D mammograms are covered by most insurances. Cal says the latest technology is able to pinpoint the smallest types of breast cancers.
The machinery looks the same. The experience is virtually the same. It's just a single extra exposure that we get for each breast, and it ends up providing a wealth of information and detail for us.
If you do not have insurance, self-pay for the event will be $79. Now that event is happening October 24th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Radiology Associates located at 5742 Spawn Drive. Those interested can call 887-7000 to schedule an appointment. Now doctors' orders are required. Reporting in studio, Crystal Dominguez, Action 10 News.
Crystal, thanks for that report. I'm going to talk about something that happened around here a couple of years ago, Hurricane Harvey, ripping apart a lot of businesses, a lot of homes. And for some folks in Rockport, the rebuilding continues.
And that rebuild includes a Rockport city official who just received the keys to her new home. Action 10's Jeremiah Marshall has more.
Randy and Sandy Jumper had their home destroyed by Hurricane Harvey 2 years ago, but today they got the keys to their new home and they say it's like a dream come true. If Sandy Jumper looks familiar to you, it's because she's been heavily involved in the Rockport recovery efforts. She's the VP of Marketing with the Rockport Chamber of Commerce. She says the storm had limited her and her husband to only one room in their home that was the only semi-livable space. The General Land Office was able to inspect the home and was able to determine that the two needed a new space.
When we bring a family home and you hand them that key, and you see the beautiful home that they're going to have now, there's not a better tired I think anybody who works on this could feel.
The new 2-bedroom and 2-bathroom home sits in the Copano Village in Rockport. Workers with DSW Homes say they were able to rebuild this new home in less than 60 days. And later tonight, you will hear from the homeowners on how they're ready to create new memories. In Rockport, Jeremiah Marshall, Action 10 News.
Now, Action 10 Chief Meteorologist Sharon Ray with your Doppler 10 weather forecast.
Well, good afternoon. You know, we ended up with a much hotter day today. It's been dry across the area, and you can see the high clouds as they've been streaming in from the west-southwest. This loop here from Kingsville does show those high clouds moving in, but it is a dry, hot afternoon out there. Now, with the sunlight going through the ice crystals, which are in these higher clouds, that causes the light to bend and cause a ring around the sun. And that picture was captured today, this afternoon. Carlo Treviso got this shot, and you can look right here. There is a ring that formed around the sun in those higher clouds. Perhaps you were able to see it. Sometimes you can even see some color in there, which we call sundogs, if we have enough of those high clouds. So pretty shot today in our sky, but it was hot. In fact, hard to believe we were so mild this weekend when we hit 95 degrees today. That broke the record from 4 years ago of 94, and tomorrow I think we're going to be close to the record again. Outside right now, the temperatures, we are sitting at 88 Rockport, 93 Robstown. It's still hot in Beeville, 96 degrees and 94 at Alice. That south-southeast wind made a big difference today. It brought the humidity back up, and it also brought those temperatures back up very quickly from what we saw this weekend. And right now we've got those breezes blowing up to 18 miles an hour in Corpus Christi. So tomorrow, we're still hot, we're still humid. We have that south-southeast wind with us tomorrow. That's going to bring those temperatures up again, and the humidity will be a little higher tomorrow across the area. As we head into Wednesday, that's the day of transition. Here we go again, another cold front coming in. And this one's going to come in, at least right now, it looks like it's here early Wednesday. That means by the time you wake up in the morning, the winds are already shifting to the north and gusty. There'll also be some rain with that and some cooler air moving in during the day Wednesday. Winds start to die down by evening. Now this front that's coming in Wednesday isn't as strong as the one that came through here last Friday, but it'll still be noticed. Here's a look at tonight's forecast then. It's staying warm tonight. We only dropped to 75 degrees with that southeast breeze. And there's a look at tomorrow. Yep, a hot, humid Tuesday as temperatures climb fast. In fact, we'll have lots of sunshine tomorrow. Southeasterly winds, 93 by 1. Look at that heat index. It's going to be a sticky day, feeling like 103 degrees by early afternoon, and at 5 o'clock, 91 degrees with highs well above average. And with Corpus Christi 95, the record for tomorrow, by the way, is 96. We'll get close, or possibly we could even tie that if we go above that 95 for tomorrow. So right now we've got that very warm, humid air streaming into the area. There are those high clouds that gave us that ring around the sun today. And we're seeing our next front right up here. This is Wednesday morning's cold front. Let me show you what it'll do to us here. We're looking at Wednesday, that front coming in. Tomorrow, it's still dry, and this is tomorrow afternoon. Look how hot it is, and we have a partly cloudy sky. Heading into tomorrow night, we see by 4 or 5 in the morning Wednesday, already some showers, possibly even a couple thunderstorms, some locally heavy rain possible with this as it moves through early in the day Wednesday, and you'll notice the temperatures drop too into the 70s Wednesday, and we're going to see most of the rain early in the day, and we have the potential of some pockets of heavy rain, and forecasts models are indicating that would be inland, where we're looking at over an inch possible from Alice, Beeville, and George West, near 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch at the coastline. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast brought to you by AutoNation. AutoNation will purchase your car, even if you don't purchase a vehicle from them. Shop now at the AutoNation lot near you. So tomorrow it's still hot and sticky, but give it a day. And Wednesday, we'll see those temperatures dropping. A little bit of rain out there early in the day Wednesday. Thursday, still a slight chance of showers and still pretty mild, a high near 80. Look at the nights, low to mid 60s Wednesday night. And then we heat right back up for the weekend. By the way, we have another cold front coming in next Tuesday.
Sharon, thanks. Still to come here on Action 10 News at 5, the Texas State Aquarium throwing another one of its deep discounts today. We're going to talk about that.
And the Portland Fire Department just got a big boost from the Firehouse subs. These stories after the break.
Well, Firehouse Subs gave a big grant to the Portland Fire Department. The sandwich company presented the fire department with an $18,000 grant, and the department says, well, you know what we're going to do with that? We're going to buy 8 sets of bunker gear. Each set costs about $2,400 just for the jacket and pants. But it's something the department says is important to its operation.
And for them to have a spare set of bunker gear that they can change into helps control contamination and things that they could be exposed to.
Well, the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation has donated more than $11 million in equipment to organizations nationwide.
And parents, this one's for you. There's another discounted admission event coming to the Texas State Aquarium thanks to Whataburger. On Sunday, October 20th, the Texas State Aquarium will host families for Community Day. That means admission to the aquarium is just $2 per person. Community Day gives access to all of the aquarium's exhibits and admission to see a film, Smallfoot 4D, in the Whataburger 4-Dimension Theater. The admission also covers parking. Stick around, we'll be right back.
We're going to take a break for 30 minutes and then back with more news and weather.
Thanks for watching.